Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Abshai, Bahashem, Rakapadash. Double honor to the apostles of great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ayash Kabar from the GMS Virginia camp coming at you with another short lesson that I pray that you find edifying. And this is like the third time that I've tried to make this video, because the devil is hard at work trying to stop the work. So while I got everything up and running, I'm gonna try to make this quick and smooth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And basically, ever since you've heard about this truth, clicked on the video of this truth, watched the video of this truth, or even show interest in some shape, form, or fashion in this truth, you have been watched. Even before then, this devil has been watching us, trying to find ways, to destroy us. So this mindset of us being watched shouldn't be anything new. But what makes this in particular situation so important at this in particular point in time is we are entering into the time of the persecution of the nation of Israel, where, this devil's going to try to stop the truth from going out. And it's very important that you walk a certain way during these tribulous times, because, the scriptures state that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, we're depending upon the strength of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's salvation, his mercy, to get us through these times that are coming. A little short testimony. Well, first things first, and then break out of scripture, and then I'll give you a little quick testimony. The book of John, chapter 15 and verse 19. If ye were of the world would love its own. Because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. And that's exactly the truth. The words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua are faithful and true. The world hates us. The world hates the truth. The world would rather live in its lust and in its lies. So that makes you a target for the rest of the world, to come against you, especially the 2/3 Jake. We already know that Esau Edom has it out for us. But one of the biggest one of the enemies that we also have is of the 2/3 of these Jakes, who will actually do anything just to make it through the time that's coming, because the persecution is going to be, it's going to be thick. But, if you call upon the name of the Lord, the same shall be saved. And that's our faith. We believe in what we read and we believe in what we say. And a lot of what we have been preaching over the years is going to be tested. So in that, whenever anything happens to go down, you got people who actually sit back and they watch what you do, how you respond, how you move, how you deal with certain situations. And and it actually confounds a lot of people when you sit back and you're not shaken up by things that will shake them up. Like I give you for an example, like during the 2020 pandemic, a lot of people were shaken up behind that, and without being told what to do, a lot of people went out and got the J. Even before they could figure out what was going on, millions of people went out and got that BJJ, and now they're in a situation where they just don't know what's going to happen to them next. Why? Because they were in a rush, to deal with a situation that they thought was terrible, when in fact what they did was the worst thing that they could possibly do to themselves. So you also had some people who sat back and they watched the prophets, They watched what we did, and you have some people that followed our lead. They didn't go and take the BJJ. Instead, they sat back, they waited, and now, you know, um, and now, that's one situation that they just don't have to deal with. But very shortly, a lot of people are about to just drop dead because they moved in haste. You know, um, they went ahead and did something that they shouldn't have done. So in that, you got some people who are watching the prophets. You got some people who are watching those who follow the prophets, to see what their next move is going to be during these upcoming calamities. But in terms of, well, hold on a second, let me get back into this. If you were of the world would of the soul. Yeah, so, if the prophets were out there on the highways and byways, teaching, preaching to the people about prosperity in Babylon the Great, even though you see the things in Babylon the Great just falling apart, so the people would love you for it. In fact, they would probably raise you up on their shoulders and march you down the street and want you to become king, But that's not the case, because that's not what's going on. Because ye are not of the world. Yeah, we're not of this world. We don't have the cares of this world that most of the people have, because we know that the kingdom to come is far better than this, because ye are not of the world, because I have chosen you out of the world. And that's exactly what Yahweh Shem Yahushua has done. He has chosen a select few, the remnant, and have actually removed them out of this world, chose them to be not a part of this world, regardless of what they do. They can't be a part of this world, Therefore, the world is going to hate them. Therefore, the world hates you. The world hates the fact that, you talk in uprightness. The world hates that, you come out of the scriptures and don't give your own pain. The world hates that you don't follow after their folly or follow their folly days. The world hates that you don't do what they do or move how they move. So what does that do? That puts a target on your back to make people watch you, want to watch you. Because the first time you slip up is when they're going to sit back and they're going to hand you over. Even if you don't slip up, they're going to want to hand you over. Why? Because you're contrary to what they believe. And it could come from anywhere and from anyone, and particularly your family members. Your family members are one of the first beginning people who will actually see your change. Your mom is going to notice your change, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, even your children and wife. They're going to notice a change in you. And some people amongst your family will accept the change and would want to change with you. But for the greater part, most of the people don't want to change with you. Why? Because they're a part of this world. So you're being watched, you're being scrutinized, you're being demonized. Why don't you want to come to the funeral? Why don't you want to come to the wedding? Why you ain't coming to mom's birthday party? Why you ain't, it's always some bullshit with these people. But they're watching you. And with that comes information about you that they'll use against you during the time of these persecutions. Oh yeah, he was out there on the highways and byways doing whatever it is that he's doing, wearing those robes, and he don't eat pork or nothing like that, He'll come up with something on you by their own admission, because they hate you. It's amazing what a man would do to survive. I found this beautiful precept. The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 21. To have respect of person is not good, for a piece of bread that man will transgress. During these up and coming calamities, during the time of Jacob's trouble, men will do anything for a piece of bread, and that even includes turning you over. Just for a piece of bread, a moment of satisfaction, a man will actually turn over his mother or his father or even his own children. So that's why the scriptures say, don't strive with these people who don't believe. Don't even deal with them. You know, it might be an innocent thing right now in terms of you being watched, but the escalation is just going to increase to the point where you're going to want to try to get away from these people who have been watching you for years. A quick point, I said I was going to give a quick testimony. A few years ago when I was, still with my demon, she was acting like a demon. And what she did was broke all the windows in the car and, this, that, or the other. Well, cops came. And when the cops came, I was there with the cops first, this, that, or the other. And I looked at the cop. I said, look, man, I just want to get my stuff out the house and put them in the car. The cop said, all right, fine. So I looked at the cop. I said, can you just sit here long enough so I can do this? Because when she comes back, I don't want no problems. I just want to grab my stuff, boogie, and go. He said, I find no problem. Either my cop, he was like, I find no problem. So I get what I needed to get out the crib, and she comes around the corner with her sister. So I get in the car, and I'm backing up, and the first thing out of her mouth was, he's in some religion. Out of nowhere, she says, he's in some religion. And the look I gave him was like, why the fuck would you tell him that? But at the time, I'm looking at her like, why would you tell him that? Why would you tell him that? Before realizing that that was the demon that was on her. So I had to separate myself from her. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I did exactly that, But this is what you're going to run into. Here it is. She was ready to throw me under the bus during good times and battle on the break. Still able to go to the store, still able to work your job and do whatever, but she was willing to throw me under the bus. And then, what more during the time of Jacob's trouble? When there's no food in the stores, there's just downright calamities going on in the streets, death, mass death, all types of evils going on. What then in that day? A lot of people's going to have this will to survive. And one of the people, or one of the peoples that the people are going to want to turn on is those who know that they're Israelites. And they're watching you. They're watching you move, man. And I'm not even referring to you, so we already know what you're watching. I'm referring to 2/3 of these jakes. Because when the famine of the word hits, they're going to want answers. And what did the Lord say? He's going to turn his back. He's going to pull his men off the highways and byways. And you're not going to be able to find the answers that you're looking for. So just understand that, persecution is coming. The book of Luke chapter 10 and verse 16. He that heareth you, heareth me. So a lot of people look at or hear what we say as being just straight up crazy, which make them, have thoughts. Well, not have thoughts, but what we try to tell the people is the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And the looks that we get after we tell them the things that are in the scriptures, you know, they look at you like you crazy. And so that's another reason why you're going to be watched, because a lot of people are going to think you fucking out of your mind. There's no way in the world Babylon the Great is going to fall. There's no way in the world the economy is going to collapse. There's no way in the world there's going to be great death. There's no way in the world this. There's no way in the world that. You got way too much. A lot of people look at you like you're crazy 5 years ago when you tell them that these things were happening. But now they're happening. And now these people are starting to look at and watch what you say and do. You know? So he that heareth you, heareth me. So if these people hear the prophets, they hear Yahweh Shem Shai, especially as a great millstone, because we come straight out of the scriptures. We don't speak our vain opinions on prophecy. They come straight out of the scriptures. And he that despiseth you despises me. So anyone that's watching you that actually has a disdain for you, that has a hatred for you, they're not hating you per se, they're hating the Lord. You know? And he that despiseth you despises me, and he that despiseth me despiseth him that sent me. So when we're out there, highways and byways, and we're teaching, preaching, and to the people, and you have a disdain for the prophets, the Lord's mouthpiece, you don't hate us. You hate him that sent us. And at that point, you're marked for death. At least you repent. But most of you people won't repent before it's too late. You know? Because now there's a time that a lot of people's going to start having questions. A lot of people are starting to look at the prophets as being some sort of real information that is coming to pass. And you know, it's all prophetic. It's all prophetic. You know, and as I said earlier, you know, the words we speak aren't our own vain opinions. We come out of the scriptures. And that makes you very dangerous in a kingdom where it's built upon lies all day, every day. You know? And so, you know, that's dealing with family members. And then you got to deal with those people that you work with on a day-to-day basis. Because even the people on a day-to-day basis, they'll sit back and say, you know, there's something different about you. You're different than that guy. You're different than that, you know, man or whatever, or that woman or whatever. People pick up on indifferences or differences in other people. It's a lot. So you, unbeknownst to you, know, when you could be in the workforce doing your day-to-day work, walking how you walk, circumspectly, of course, and you might not even know that you're being watched by numerous people that work around you. Why? Because there's something different about you. So you have to be cognizant of that too. You know, in a roundabout way, and as crazy as it sounds, you know, you almost got to dumb yourself down to their level. You know, still maintain your spirituality, but in terms of your walk, you know, you got to dumb it down a little bit. Sometimes a lot, just to seem normal, although you'll never be normal. You know, in your eyes, it's not normal for you to have to dumb yourself down, just for them to see you as being equal to them on a day-to-day interaction level. But nonetheless, you're being watched by a lot of people who see something different in you. And all it is just a spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, which is something that they just don't understand anyway. You know, and they'll want to be around you, they'll want to talk to you, they'll actually sit next to you and just look at you. It's crazy, bro. You know, like I got this Jake at the plantation. Um, I'm circumspect of everyone. If if me and one of my brothers in his truth, in GMS or, those who teach the like doctrines, specifically, if you're not in GMS, I don't trust on no level. So, I'm circumspect on everyone at the plantation, but, you know, there's this Jake at the job, and I could be in my own little corner, doing my own little thing, not bothering anybody and not wanting to be bothered, because even the idle conversations piss me off with Jake. So, I sit in my corner, this, that, or the other, and, there's this Jake at the plantation who wants to sit next to me for no fucking reason at all, and it pisses me off because I'm like, yo, bro, look, this entire room filled with chairs. Why do you want to sit here? You know what I'm saying? That's like you being in an empty parking lot and you're the only car in the middle of the parking lot, but somebody want to park right next to you. It's just crazy. So, you know, I happened to look over at Jake last week, like at the plantation, and he always want to sit behind me, and me being circumspect, I don't like people sitting behind me. I go to a restaurant, I sit with my back to the wall. I gotta see the exit. I gotta see the people walking in. I gotta see who's driving up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have a window seat. But he always wants to sit behind me. So I'll get up and I'll move somewhere where he can't sit behind me, which is why I choose a corner. But, that's one of those situations where Jake just want to watch. You are being watched. Now, could this be a plant at the job? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that I'm circumspect, period. And I don't push it past nobody. So, it's one of those situations where you have to constantly be circumspect of everything that goes on around you. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be on your phone watching a video or doing whatever, and a Jake could just walk up and happen to glass down and just watch a video. Nah, bro, look, you know what I'm saying? You're too close, and then you got to angle your shit a certain way so he don't look. It's just awkward, and it's really cumbersome to actually have to move that way, but that's the way we got to move. So just understand that you're being watched on every level, not just on a Babylonian level in terms of the surveillance and shit like that, but you're being watched by people who see you moving in a different spirit. How people notice the difference in you as opposed to other people. So you have to move wisely. You have to pay attention to what's going on around you. You have to constantly be circumspect of everything. Be not ignorant of any small matter. For something that you look at as being small can definitely affect you later on when things start to escalate. So we're definitely in a time of persecution about to take place, and we're definitely living through prophetic times that Yahweh Shai has warned us about, and we have got to be circumspect. We got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shai. What we're going through right now is not about guns and rifles and ammo and artillery. Nah, it's not like that. Our warfare is not carnal. It's not carnal. Let them deal with that bullshit. Yahweh Shai said, call upon me. Call upon me. He didn't say, call upon your weapons and bail you out of what's coming. Call upon him. So you have to understand and read the scriptures to actually get the gist of what he's saying, what he means, because Yahweh Shai is not a man that he should lie. Has anyone called upon the Lord and was confounded? No. So, this is just a short this this is just a short lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, let you know that you're being watched by everyone, So don't fuck up, don't slip up. Just take it easy. Be mellow. Relax. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai said that he will fight for us. You gotta believe in that. So with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Hashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles of great millstone, who well, peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel, which is your brother Ayash Kabar from the G, signing off into the next lesson. Shalom.